In English, we use a variety of punctuation marks to help readers make sense of texts. Let's review what they are and how they are used. Full stops are used at the end of a sentence to separate it from the next sentence. A sentence should also always start with a capital letter. Speech marks are used to show which part of a sentence or paragraph is speech. For example, "What time is it?" asked the man. Question marks are used at the end of a sentence in place of a full stop to show that the sentence is a question. For example, "Where are we going?" Exclamation marks are used at the end of a sentence in place of a full stop to add emphasis, or, if the sentence is speech, to show that the words were shouted. For example, "Help." Apostrophes are used to indicate possession, where they show that something belongs to someone or something else. For example, London's skyline, Bob's bike, the cat's basket. They are also used when two words have been contracted to form one word. For example, can't, don't, doesn't. In contractions, the apostrophe replaces the letters that have been removed. Semicolons are used between two independent clauses which are not joined by connecting words, such as and, but, or yet, which would require a comma, but which are thought to be too closely related to be two separate sentences. For example, I stared out at the sunrise. The sky was a beautiful array of colours. Colons are used to introduce an element or series of elements that illustrate or amplify the information that preceded the colon. The part of the sentence that follows the colon will not be an independent clause. For example, Mike has 3 hobbies: cycling, mountaineering, and surfing. Commas are used for a number of reasons in English. To separate items in a list. For example, I bought eggs, milk, cheese, and biscuits. Between adjectives that can be switched and could be joined by and. For example, it was a cold, dark night. To connect two independent clauses with connecting words, such as and, but, or, yet. For example, it was a dark night, but the lights were shining in the houses. After a subordinating conjunction, or a clause beginning with words such as although, because, however. For example, however difficult it might be, we have to climb the mountain. To emphasize contrast. For example, they swam in the shark-infested water, despite the risk of being bitten. In conditional sentences starting with if clauses. For example, if you would like to make an appointment, please phone the number on the business card. To enclose incidental information in the sentence. For example, Daniel, my brother, is older than me. After interjections. For example, oh, it's you. In a direct address. For example, Sam, please pass the salt. To introduce dialogue. For example, I said, "Stop making such a noise." And when naming towns, cities, counties, states, and countries. For example, Uttar Pradesh, India. Read the sentences for Lesson 12, Activity 1, and insert either a colon, semicolon, full stop to punctuate them correctly. Pause the video now while you complete the activity. This is how the sentences should be punctuated. Pause the video now to read through them. For Lesson 12, Activity 2, insert an apostrophe into the sentences where they are missing. Note that some sentences may not require an apostrophe at all. Pause the video now while you complete the activity. This is how the sentences should be punctuated. Pause the video now while you read through them.